Hello YouTube. Up in the Northern Fells today, in the Lake District. Just parked the car up. Might be able to see Bassenthwaite Lake in the background, because today we're going to go up onto that ridge over there. Climb up the hills. It's Ullock Pike, you can see. First prominent fell. Then alongside, Carl's side. Behind that mass is Skiddaw, and we're going to come down over Bakestall and back down this path. A total of about 8 miles. We're going to be climbing to over 3,000 foot. It's just after 7 o'clock right now, and today is supposed to be the warmest day of the year. So we've got plenty of water, plenty of sunscreen, and got the shades on. So come along, let's have a hike. So first part of the walk today is along the road, then across some pastures and fields before we start the ascent of Ullock Pike. Looking forward to some fantastic views today. Last time I was up Skiddaw was a couple of years ago, and the summit was in clag, so I didn't get to see very much. But today, sun's out, it's going to be a good one. Here we are, come down the road and turning off along the public bridleway out towards the farmland. And that is the first view of our big climb of the day. It's only about a mile, it's a couple of thousand foot, but that pull will get us most of the height for the day. So here we are, first obstacle of the day, crossing this stream. Looks fairly shallow. Don't think we're going to have too many problems with this. No, straight through. However, it's been marked on the OS map for a tree down over here. I'm guessing that's it. All been cleared away now. So the farmer's got access along his road. As we walk through the trees, realise it's not even 7:30 yet, but already it's getting quite warm. It's a good 20 degrees centigrade out today. Let's go through this gate. So, forecast to be the warmest day of the year. So, good thing we're out early. But I wasn't the first one there. When I parked up about 7 o'clock, but already 3 cars. So lots of people, same idea. Get up, get out early, and try and get back before the main heat of the day. Right, let's try and work out where we're going here. This gate or this gate? Oh no, is that another stream I've got to wade through? Oh no, lovely bridge there. I think we'll close this gate though. I'm sure this isn't meant to be open. Still walking up through the woods, about a mile in. Gentle ups and downs, but it looks like the climbing is going to start very soon. Wow, so made it to the top of the first rise, which is Ling Hau. Nothing special about it, it's not Wainwright. It's about 360 metres, which, well, according to my watch, 1400 foot. And it's nothing really, because although we can look out over Bassenthwaite and to the northwestern fells, this is what we're doing next. Kilnpot is that little rise immediately in front of us. Then the path snakes up the edge until we get to the top of Ullock Pike. One of the highest peaks we're doing today, but trying to get as much of the climbing out of the way as possible. If I was doing this route in reverse, I'd barely be starting the climb up Bakestall, and that is not much easier than this. And you've still got a long, relentless climb up that ridge over there to the top of Skiddaw. So I think short, sharp shock, get to the top, and then carry on along Longside, Carlside, and then the steep scramble up to Skiddaw. So we're coming up to the bottom of Ullock Pike. We see the heather starting to flower. It's barely the middle of July, so in another month this whole hillside will be a blaze of purple and violets. Here's a path from the Ravenstone Hotel joining us, and we're going to start the assault proper on Ullock Pike. Well, first I think I might have a quick drink of water, make sure I'm properly hydrated, and then we're going to start that climb. Well, hopefully that's not a false summit in the background. We're getting to the top, but if I catch my breath, looking at some of the bits of path, it's fairly straightforward going up. Just use those as steps, but it's quite a bit of scree if you're going down, and I imagine it's very, very easy to slip, especially slipping on the way that these step downwards. But let's take a quick pause to look out over Bassenthwaite, over Solway Firth, to the mountains of Scotland, and as we come back to our path, look at the northwestern fells, Sparf and Lord Seat, and a few others that we've done recently. But no, this is what we're doing today, so let's crack on and do it. And even then, we've got some scrambly bits going up here, not very much. It's only about 7 or 8 foot, and there's plenty of steps in there, plenty of handholds, but wow, in this heat everything's a challenge. There we go, not much of a cairn, but on the top of Ullock Pike. Can't remember how high it is, so I've put the figures there. Looking around to see the northwestern fells, smaller ones were up the other week, and moving around to Bath and Lord Seat, Greystones. Here move round and see the path going straight up Grisdale Pike along to Artop Edge, and move round and then see Grassmoor and the Coaldale around, and framed in the far distance looks like High Crag and High Stile. So I've made it to the top of Longside. That tiny cairn is right on the edge of the hill, and let's look down into the valley, glacial valley that's been scooped out during the Ice Age. In this direction, looking out over towards Scotland, let's check out the view from what we were looking at before. From here we can see down onto Derwentwater and down into Borrowdale, and all those fells on the left hand side of Derwentwater that I can never remember the names of. But in looking down, I'm sure you can see Langdale Pikes just in the distance, which means just to the left, right, very bottom of Derwentwater and carry on, you see Bowfell, and say just to the left of that will be Langdale Pikes, and then moving around we'll see the eastern fells, see Helvellyn quite clearly, but we'll have a look at the rest of that range as we get to the top of Carlside. Coming up alongside, you can see Carlside behind me, and the hills opening out behind Carlside, Skiddaw Little Man, and moving around you can see the path that goes along and then straight up the side of Skiddaw, which is the path we're going to take. Looks fairly straightforward to start with, Looks like it might be fairly steep towards the end, but hey, we'll see what happens. Okay, so top of Carl's side, and next challenge is going to be to get up that path to the top of Skiddaw. Just make out a few people right on the summit and a few more struggling up the path. But let's see what else we can see. Obviously, Skiddaw little man over there, looking back down onto the central fells that we saw before. And we can see the eastern fells. You see the Dodds and Helvellyn, far distance. Just about make out Ullock Pike and Catsy Cam, and moving around just in silhouette are the far eastern fells. So just about to see everything today. By the time we get up on top of Skiddaw, should be able to see a bit more of the far eastern fells and the rest of the northern fells. So barely halfway up the final ascent of Skiddaw, but already the views of where we've come from are really opening out. So I think now's a good time to have a quick rest, quick breather, and have a look at the view back to Carl's side. Our first lump along, long side. At the end, Ullock Pike, and it just shears off, going back down into the valley. That edge that we climbed up right from the very bottom looks so much longer now than it did from the start. And to be honest, if it looked that far when I was at the start, I might have been put off. But it's an absolutely beautiful day. It's very, very warm. There's a slight breeze, so I'm just going to continue slowly up the hill. So here we are, top of the first mound. You see over there, that next hump is the summit of Skiddaw. Wow, so top of Skiddaw, over 3,000 foot, can't remember how much it is, but you've seen the figures. So a fantastic view out. See Saddleback or Blencathra just in front, Lonsdale Fell, Mungrisdale Common. You can see down to the trees below Scale Fell where Skiddaw House is. Then to Great Calver and Knott, High Pike, and Carrick Fell in the far distance. But now you can see right across to the Yorkshire Dales. You make out the great lump of Whernside in the way far distance. And again, as we look out beyond Skiddaw Little Man, we can see the eastern fells, the Dodds, Helvellyn, and looking back at what we've done today, up the edge to Ullock Pike, and Longside and Carlside. The edge looking very, very long. It's an absolutely crystal clear day up here on Skiddaw today, so I've got to enjoy the views, have something to eat, and get myself hydrated before I go down to Bakestall. So as we come off Skiddaw, coming up to the final peak of this walk, Bakestall, the fifth and final Wainwright. Once again, can't remember how high it is, about 2,500, a couple of thousand, something like that. So without looking at the map, I can't tell if it's this cairn or that cairn over there that's slightly higher. I have a feeling it's this one over here that I'm stood next to now, but let's go and have a tap on that cairn just be on the safe side. Having done a quick check of the map, the cairn that's behind me is not the summit of Bakestall. It was the first one that we found, and it's 673 metres. We'll put all the conversions up there for you, but you don't want to be looking at me right. Let's turn the camera around. Let's look over there. Great Calver, and back around to Knott. Behind that would be High Pike. We see in the distance Carrick Fell, but all of these northern fells, there's only one or two people on any of them today. I can just hear flies and birds. And sheep bleating in the distance. Can see one or two people. I think I can just make out a couple of people on top of Great Calver. I can hear some voices behind me. There's a lot of people doing the same circuit as me. Ullock Pike, alongside Carlside, Skiddaw, and back down on the north side of the range. But for now, let's just enjoy the peace and quiet and lie down in the grass. So here we are, Bakestall, 673 metres, and we can still look back and see Skiddaw. Yeah, let's take another look at Longscale Fell. And the Dodds and Blencathra. And the nearest thing that the Lake District has to a wilderness these days. It's absolutely fantastic. So, down off Bakestall and at the top of Whitewater Dash. These are the upper parts. Might go down and try and dip my feet in those pools. Look fantastic. However, just in the distance there, that's where the proper dash is. It goes over the top and down, 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 down many feet. There's Whitewater Dash and the path we just come down on the right there. Oh, it's a tumbling down. I had no idea it was so big. Seen photographs and it looks not even half the size, so if you want to see it and experience it for real, get yourself out here, get yourself to the Northern Fell. Anyway, for now, I'm getting to the end of the walk. I'm about a mile back from the car and it's all along this track which is over there. There's nothing very exciting is going to happen, I don't think. So I'm going to sign off here. Thanks very much for watching. If you got this far, you must have liked something, so hit the thumbs up, give us a like. If you want to see some more, I'm out and about, Lake District, Yorkshire, all over the place. Bit of hiking, bit of backpacking, bit of wild camping. Give us a sub. Smash the bell and every time I drop a new video you'll get a notification. But for now, thanks for watching and I'll catch you later. And if you enjoy what I do in the Lake District, I'll leave a video in the corner there for you to have a look at. It's one where I took a walk up the Ennerdale Valley and had a wild camp overnight. There's a playlist in the other corner and don't forget to subscribe. Take care, bye for now.